welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. Today's discussion is all around Castle. Have a little hard time talking. You know why? Because I'm all choked up that this is our second to last episode. Come back and join us for a discussion of Hell to Pay.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, welcome. All right, we are here to discuss Castle. I'm sorry, we're just a little choked up right here. I'm JJ Snyder. This is my co-host, Lacretia Lyon.
Hey guys, and remember you can always follow me at LACRETIALYON. I can't even spell my name today.
I know, spell that twice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I'm J2 Snyder on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us today for the discussion of Season 8, Episode 21 of our favorite crime drama, Castle. We are just having like a little bit of a discussion here before the show started about what is going to happen in this next week. As we move towards this season finale, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of anticipation, and people are throwing out their theories. And so Lacretia and I are, we're going to discuss that with you today. But let's talk about Hell to Pay. What'd you think?
I really liked this episode. Again, like ever since it came back from break, it has been just great, funny little episodes here or there. Like this one, I mean, it was all about Castle's superstitions, which are always adorable. And I love that even Beckett, like, got in on making fun of him with this one, like, scaring him and stuff. Because, yeah, like, I mean, I believe in demons and stuff, too. But Castle's a little bit of a little boy about it.
He's so funny. They really have been playing up, like, his what was the line from the episode? Like, you're choosing fantasy over reality? I think Kaylee said that to him, and he's like, well, duh. Yeah, they've really been playing up his character. And I agree. I think just, like, another great episode in the second half of the season. And I was so intrigued that there was this Omen reference storyline going through this episode. I just recently interviewed someone from the new television show based on the Omen here
Damien,
at the AfterBuzz TV studio. Exactly. So I watched the original Damien from 1976 and then have watched the new TV show. So I'm very up on like the Damien storyline. If you guys haven't seen it, oh man, what a classic film. You've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen the Omen. Actually, all three of them, I believe they have. The first one's really the best one. But yeah, and the Damien show, like, it looks really good. I haven't been able to, it's only like 4 episodes too. I need to watch that.
Yeah. Well, I have a little DVD to hand you there,
all right.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's part of the perks of, co-hosting with myself.
That sounds awesome. I'll totally watch that.
I'm just kidding. But it was a great movie, and it combines a lot of elements of, there's religion, there's Latin, there's demons, and at the core of it all is this idea of the devil, right? The son of Satan. Does he exist? So we open up this episode, first of all, with the girls celebrating. So we had this friendship between Alexis and Haley. And I believe they were enjoying some scotch.
Yeah, they were drinking scotch and watching scary movies. I love that.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with those ladies. That's some of my favorite things to do.
I know, and just looking all like dressed up and fantastic in their little castle life.
Yeah, I was like, that wouldn't be how my parties would look. It'd be sweatpants and T-shirts.
Oh,
no
is that
makeup.
how you like to party? Yeah. I used to say in high school, some of the best parties are when you're in sweatpants, when you don't plan it. Yeah. That was a non sequitur. Okay, so fun, though, because we know that those girls have formed quite a friendship. And there does seem to be kind of a scotch through line, though. Yeah. Aren't they always drinking scotch in his office?
Haley is definitely a scotch girl, and Castle's a scotch man himself. Because
Castle picks it out.
Yeah.
It's like his beverage. Yes. Yeah.
It's good taste. Yeah. It's always like a really fancy scotch, like aged 25 years or more. And
I wouldn't know what that tastes like, but it sounds good.
Well, you should go to a scotch tasting with me. We'll watch the Damien DVD and go to a scotch tasting.
That sounds like a plan. It's
one of my hobbies.
Maybe we should drink scotch next week for the season finale here at AfterBuzz Studio.
I can make that happen.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Please feel free to join us, too. What a better way to celebrate next week and the season finale.
Yeah.
Doo-doo! Thank you. That's an invitation. That was our invitation music. Please join us, and we'll all watch the last episode together. Can we talk about the last episode a little bit? You have seen some preview scenes.
Yeah,
Break them down for
basically,
us.
the previews pretty much are like, Beckett's gonna die, Beckett's gonna die. And I'm like, really? They're like previewing this? Like all these like omens, huh? About, yeah, the love stories, a tragedy, like this or that. And I'm like, we also know that there really is only two options for them to come back from. Either Beckett dies or goes into witness protection, because Castle's not leaving her any other way.
Yeah, and I just sort of think there's this third option, like she's going to get this excellent, amazing opportunity, and she's going to be gone, but maybe I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we're trying to write a nicer ending.
Maybe they will have her, I don't know, Skype in or, I don't know. I just can't believe it. It's just really bizarre. It's really bizarre how they are going to wrap this up next week.
Yeah, and
So,
we still don't know for sure about season 9. That's what I hate. Is like, how do they know which one to show? Because they taped 2 episodes. Yeah, if they don't go on.
Well, they know.
Yeah.
Don't they?
You would think as soon as they knew, they would like let us know.
They have to know because they have to know what episode to air next week.
Exactly. I mean, like, how are they coming down to the wire with this? Like.
So I think we will, whether or not ABC announces it this week, we will know because we will know by the way they end it.
Yes, yeah. Are we going on? Because Nathan is signed for season 9, but they're still like, it's not confirmed that it's going to happen.
So it's going to happen because Nathan Fillion is loved.
Yes.
Interesting. But, the whole hashtag no Stana, no castle is just still going hard on the internet. A lot of people, I saw a tweet today and a fan was saying, you know what, I've invested 8 seasons in this show, in this love affair, and you better not end it badly.
Yeah, and that is the thing, is like, while it may be tragic, there is more story. So, the thing is how I wouldn't want it to end would be her just up and leaving him or him leaving her, because that's not going to be believable. At least if she does die or go into witness protection some way, it makes sense. Their love story is not ruined. Like, because how many love stories end in death and tragedy? A lot of them. That doesn't mean them are any less magical.
I don't know. I just don't think they can do it. They can't do it. They'll lose too many fans. You know what I mean? They can't abuse our Beckett. All right. So this interesting gentleman, Gabriel Shaw, he is apparently an escapee from a mental institution, correct? This place called Peakmore Psychiatric. I thought it was very stunning that he showed up at Castle's office, first of all. I was like, what's he doing at Castle's office? So that was different. We don't usually we have a murder scene off-site, right?
Yeah, that's what I liked. Is like it was set up just like a creepy horror film. Like he comes in with the bloody axe that you don't realize he'd actually just used the axe to get in. Like
yes,
yeah.
It was a fire escape axe from the hallway, right? But it was very interesting. So he mumbles some Latin and he falls on the floor, and a brilliant moment for our friend Tokes, who got to push Castle's gun. Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah, I loved it because she was so good at catching it. Like his little gun thing, it pops up and she catches it and points it.
It would have been fun if we had her here today to ask her how many takes
times
that
she had
took.
to do. Yeah,
yeah, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
totally. Okay, so we know that this gentleman had committed a murder many years ago, like 20 years ago, I believe, and then was put in a mental institution and had escaped. And so we're unraveling all his ties and everyone that he's involved with. So I love that when the orderly found the guy at the church, you know what I mean? Because you think, okay, they're going to get the patient back in, and he busts him for selling drugs, right? for selling the prescription meds.
Yes, because these orderlies don't make much money, and they have to deal with a lot of crap. So I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often.
I know. That's why I found it intriguing. Yeah. I was like, that sounds like one of those things that probably actually happens. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And Shaw was murdered, we know, with something that we're calling it like a talon, but it's something it's old and it's...
Yeah, it was basically something to make Castle think that it was of the devil.
Yes.
When it really always turns out to be something real.
Yes. Yeah, so right away Castle's picking up on the whole religious element of this, right? of the Antichrist through line, and he's sniffing around for, you know, some kind of fantastical murder plot, right? That was cute.
As always.
I know, right? Totally. A lot of romance too, though. Really, in this episode. I mean, he and Beckett, you know, they're still having quite a spicy time together, and I think that's just so much fun.
Yeah, and I think that's just for the fans because we all know what's coming, and it's like, yep, they're in love until she dies or goes away.
Oh my gosh! I tell you, you could just potentially have some really mad people next week. I don't know how they're going to do this. Now, I saw that, I believe it was Andrew Marlowe, you know, one of the creators, has made a statement that he thinks it's tragic that Stana's leaving.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw that online, but, you know, people are using that as an indication that, see, they shouldn't have, you know, let her go. And I don't know. It's just all very,
yeah,
it's all
very like, yeah, like what really happened there?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. To be a fly on the wall. Okay, so, Shaw, you know, this was interesting, I thought. So prior to being a psychiatric patient, he was a spiritual consultant,
Yes.
actually, which is like, I love that. So he's basically like some sort of a fortune teller, or he had some sort of sixth sense and was able to help this PI named Noah Kramer. And the tie-in there is that now Castle's office was that guy Noah Kramer's office.
Yeah, and that's why he showed up there. It wasn't,
Right.
and that's why it's always funny because it's never what you expect. So he was there, you know, for a good reason. Like, hey, can you help me? Like, this guy's turning 30. He's gonna be the Antichrist.
Yes, and that was the same as that through line with when you're turned 30. There was significance too with the Damien, the TV show. They kind of brought back this character of Damien, the Antichrist, right around his 30th birthday as well. It's supposed to be like the age, I think, where he realizes who he is,
Yeah,
that
'cause
he's
it
the Antichrist, right?
Yeah, it coincides with Jesus. It's always going to be the Antichrist. So Jesus became, you know, the savior when he was 30. So it is believed that if Damien or, you know, the Antichrist, whoever exists, would do the same thing. Like,
Thank you. I
yeah.
never really thought of that, but I get it. That's the tie-in there. Okay, it's supposed to mirror Jesus's life. So young, 30. Oh my gosh.
I love Boo69B says hashtag naked twister. Yes, that was
Oh
one
my
of
God.
the things that
Yes.
Castle kept trying to play
Oh my
the
God.
whole time.
Totally. Yes. And then she got the phone call. I love that. I know, Naked Twister. Oh, someday I hope to play Naked Twister. I just so funny.
With
Have you?
Castle, right? Yeah.
With Castle, with Nathan Fillion. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this guy Noah Kramer's dead, but they call in his wife and his son for an interview into the precinct, and they definitely know something's going on. Not only that, but they just saw Gabriel Shaw, so this got a little more interesting here. Don't you think?
Yes. Yeah. With this family, I was like, I really didn't expect the wife to be the one who stabbed him with a gardening tool, not a talon. But yeah, so that was kind of a
know.
shock there.
Are you spoiler alerting again?
Well, yeah, it's a recap. They've watched the episode.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
It's like, let's just jump ahead to that
Let's
part.
just come on. We've all watched
We really
the show.
care. Like,
no,
no
I'm
one
fine with
cares
that.
who the killer is. We're like the cute Antichrist, naked Twister. Those are the important parts. Yeah.
Aw. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
How was Beckett's hair?
Yeah.
Do you think
More
are we representative of typical Castle fans? I don't know,
Yeah.
you guys. Let us know.
Yeah, come on, guys, let us know.
Terrible.
Isn't it the cute Antichrist from The Flash and Naked Twister more important than?
Oh, that's
than
right.
The killer? Yeah.
And you talk about that actor. I don't know if we tried to pull him up on IMDb.
yeah, it's
but-
Rick Cosnet. He was
There you
Eddie
go.
Thawne on The Flash.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the chat we're already talking about him. Like we're all screaming, "It's Eddie!" for those of us who watch that show too.
Oh, cool.
know.
Yay. I'm telling you, you are such a good spotter of co-stars. You amaze me, girl.
I watch a lot of TV.
Apparently. In fact, okay, so did you notice that moment, though, where the son started to speak up about maybe knowing something that the guy was coming for, that Gabriel Shaw was coming for, and the mom kind of tapped him like, eh.
No.
So you're like, okay, they're involved somehow, like, or something.
Yeah, they were a little bit scared.
Yeah.
You know, they knew more than they were saying.
Yeah. Yes. And then there's this safe, right? And the thing about the safe is that it's never been cracked open.
Yeah.
So we don't really know what's in it.
I
right?
love that Castle's like, they're like, why did you never crack that safe open? He's
Yes.
like, I don't know. It was all, I just wanted to leave it a mystery. Like, it just
Totally. Which I get. I totally get it, especially with Castle, because you never know. It could be like gold and jewels and you know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
why I would have cracked it immediately. And I love how Haley's like, I just need a milkshake and
A milkshake, 20 minutes and a milkshake.
Milkshake,
I think
yeah.
she said, yes. I know. That was like one of the best lines.
Yeah, and then Castle's just sitting there while she's clearly trying to listen and crack this safe, and he's like,
Yes.
she's like, oh, is this loud?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Haley's really like skillful.
Yeah,
You know
she's
what I mean?
a badass.
She's very
Yeah.
capable. Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting because I really like her character. I think some people are getting a little jealous for Stana
Yeah, and to
to
me,
have Haley in the picture.
I don't see her as competition.
I don't either,
And that's why I
personally.
don't understand
But
all the
some
hate on
people-
Tokes and Haley.
I
I'm
know.
like, it has nothing to do with Stana.
But some,
She's
you know,
a new character. She's Castle's like, I mean, when he went into the PI business, like, it makes sense to add some new people because he's not always at the precinct.
yeah.
And there's nothing romantic between Haley and Castle.
No.
So that's why I'm like, I don't get it. Maybe people see things that I don't, but I don't see them hitting the sheets.
Yeah, no, I don't either. That would spoil it for me. Anyway. So inside this safe, which was, by the way, not a safe, it was like basically a lockbox to a giant room.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, geez. But there was a lot of this got really omany.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This was like time travel, like old religious artifacts, and it was very creepy. And then all these photos of the crowns and this, at the time, a boy, Victor Crown, and his name was written out. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, because it's crazy that the story was Gabriel, like, somehow, I never got the point of why he thought it was, Victor Crown and was the Antichrist. Like, they didn't really explain that part. But it was interesting to see how he targeted this family and he tried to kill all of them, but didn't succeed. Then the kid's parents die later in an accident.
Yes.
It's like,
an
destiny.
accident.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know. Yeah. I also thought it's interesting that what was I going to say about the omen? Mm-hmm. I can't remember, but I'll think of it pretty soon. Okay, so yeah, his parents died, and when this boy was 9, right? So he inherited all this money. I mean, a lot of our plots end up being about money. So then I started to think it had something to do with his inheritance or something.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the plot to every superhero. So, like, oh, your parents
Is it?
die when you're young, you have a lot of
Oh,
money.
yeah.
So, you know,
Right.
Antichrist superhero.
But the significant thing about Victor Crown is we find out he's going to turn 30 in 2 days.
Yes.
So this is like, now there's like a timestamp on this episode, right? Of we got 48 hours to work this all out, which was pretty interesting. Okay, we get a little Ryan, not much Ryan Espo, but great when we had them in
Yes.
this episode. They are so solid, those two together, don't you think?
Yeah, they're such a fun
so
pair.
fun.
That's why, like, I love when they get their own episodes too, because yeah, like they're some characters that we want to see more of, and maybe without Stana that can happen, because I mean they're original cast members as well.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so like,
That's
we'd
true.
rather see them than them make up new characters.
Yes, that is true. Speaking of Ryan, I had contact this week with Ryan through Twitter and also his wife, Juliana. And Juliana's going to come join us on the show.
Oh, well, that'll be fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that'll be fun. Obviously, it won't be till next season because we're about to wrap up here, but it's something to look forward to. So that was fun. She also said that they had a really good time shooting that episode that they were in.
Yeah,
So,
with the cute little kid.
cute little kid, and the whole kindergarten plot line that we all loved. Okay, so with Ryan and Espo, they go down to Crown Enterprises, and they try to just kind of ground Castle into this reality that maybe this isn't like the world isn't coming to an end.
Yeah, and it's funny because I love Castle just kind of feeling out this guy. Like, you know, is he the Antichrist? Like, and Ryan and Espo are just loving it. Yeah.
Yes, totally. Oh my God. He's so childlike, and like he'll believe in anything. Don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's adorable. It's nice to see someone, like, not be so jaded. But yeah, Boo69Bs points out the date in the safe was actually today's date. So today would have been the end of days when the Antichrist turns 30. So whose birthday is today?
Ooh.
Anybody look up
Wow.
celebrity birthdays. Maybe we can figure out who the Antichrist is.
Wow, that's
I always
just
thought
crazy.
it was Kanye or Kim or one of those people. Yeah, but they're a little old.
Maybe it's Donald Trump.
Yeah,
He's very popular right now.
very.
Yes. Okay, so here was the thing, though, about this Crown guy, who is kind of a, can I use the word douchebag? Is that okay?
Yeah, douchebag's totally cool.
Yeah. He had inherited all this money and, built this company, but he was just kind of your typical rich jerk, I guess, which, But here's the key. He had an alibi, and it checked out on camera, So he's, he is somehow involved, we think, but he is not the killer. So we know that. Oh my gosh, one of the best quotes from this episode too. There's again, some really good lines. I wonder if the writers, when they come up with these zingers, I need 20 minutes and a chocolate milkshake, did they know, bam, I just came up with a great line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder what their process is, because I know with Legends of Tomorrow in their writer's room, how they come up with a lot of stuff is they just have a random board with odd statements, what was it, evil casserole, and they wound up putting that in there. So maybe the Castle writers are very similar. They just have random thoughts, and that's how they come up with these lines.
Oh my gosh, they let themselves be that creative.
Yeah,
that
milkshake safe.
Yeah. Somehow you have to wrap that into this. Is sort of just giving you something random to think about. What show do they do that on?
Legends of Tomorrow.
That is so cool. I think, the writers are behind the shows that we love, like Castle, really it's the writers who are creating the story for us, right? So they deserve major kudos, especially on this series.
Yeah, I love how Steven Sewin is telling us his wife turns 30 on Friday. He's maybe putting together the pieces.
Steven, I don't know. You might want to watch out. If she starts speaking Latin, watch out. Oh, okay, but getting back to this good line, it was when Castle goes, he's not going to be bound by earthly laws, Beckett. That's Demon 101.
Yeah. That's Castle.
Demon 101. I love that.
That really is a class at some schools.
What?
There
Demon
are
101?
Demon 101 or similar things. So
study
demonology,
mysticism and darker elements. Yeah, I believe that. It is interesting. Something we haven't talked about though was Shaw's. He had anointing oil on him, right? And there was another substance that was found in his wound.
Yes, sulfur. Which brimstone, that's what Castle put together, not gardening equipment. The actual reason.
Right.
But yeah, brimstone sounds way better.
Yeah. So that was another little clue. But also, when it just fed into Castle's oh my gosh, this is really about the devil.
Well, there's another show that's all about the devil, but just like Eddie Thawne, he's adorable.
I know, it's funny how they often cast the devil as a handsome, likable guy who's really organized and has his stuff together. Okay, so Ryan and Espo visit and they get the security camera footage that is around the Von Eklund building. And again, I mean, you and I have counted pretty much every episode has security camera footage. But this one was a little tainted too, and was creepy. It was creepy.
And they're like, seriously, Castle, it is the weather. That's why there's kinks in it. I love how they preface it we know what you're thinking, that it's a ghost or a demon, but it's just glitches.
And he's
see that?
I know how he feels though. I remember a time when I was in the 5th grade or so, and I was doing a play, and there was a priest in our play. I think it was Sound of Music, so there's really a priest in that play, and but an actual priest from my town, and he would tell the kids in the cast ghost stories, And I thought, well, he's a priest. Like, he's, not going to make things up. And I was genuinely terrified and had, like, nightmares for a while. Or not nightmares, but I would, like, be scared to walk up the stairs with the lights off in my house. But do you remember a time where you believed in... Or maybe you still do. I don't know.
I am actually one of those weirdos that believes in ghosts, aliens, all that. But I'm really more like a new X-Files season Scully, where like I believe, but I'm also a little bit realistic. So I used to like play in graveyards as a kid, play with Ouija boards, like. I remember reading books on witchcraft. So, like, I believe in all this stuff, but, like, to more of a grounded reality. Like, I've seen ghosts. I love to stay in haunted hotels.
You've seen ghosts?
Yeah, I've seen, stuff move where you're like, yeah, that had to be an apparition. Like, because, the Jefferson Hotel in Jefferson, Texas is, like, you'll see it on all the top 10 lists as far as one of the most haunted hotels. And then several, like, New Orleans, So
New Orleans. Oh, my gosh. New Orleans. What's that? Thank you. Excellent. We had a little sound issue there, guys. Thank you. Okay, so, it ended up being this bouncer, though, that saw the guy leave around the time of the murder and he kind of helped break the whole end of the case somewhat because he busts Mrs. Kramer. So... You called it, as you said at the beginning of the discussion. But, that was, that kind of unraveled the whole Antichrist idea, didn't it? Yeah.
Well, still, Castle, like, he truly believed he was marked for death because in every picture, I know because Bruce 69B's brought that up, where it was an X in every picture. He's like, I'm marked for death. Or even on the security camera footage, he's freaking out thinking he's marked for death. And then, of course, Beckett always debunks it. And it's just like, she zips up his jacket and was like, take a picture now. It's the zipper reflecting.
I know, she's so logical. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of mysticism, though, with ghosts and Antichrist and whatever it is once it gets in your head and you get frightened, then you just find clues that perpetuate that fear. You know what I mean? It was like, he was so childlike. It was hilarious. Okay, so Ryan, Espo, and Castle go back to Crown Enterprises and kind of help wrap this up. But did you feel like at the end you were satisfied?
Yes, I love because, of course, Castle is the one who figures out where Victor is. He's being tied up by the son, who really was into all that and truly believed that Victor was the Antichrist as well. So he was going to be finishing the job there. But Castle says it in the nick of time.
Amazing timing, walking in. Yes.
So now the Antichrist is in debt to him. And what does he say? Did I just make a deal with the devil?
Yeah. Good line.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Yeah, and several people have mentioned, Tracy D says the episode was written by Jim Adler and Adam Frost and Nancy Q and directed by John Terlesky. That's pretty good. And she also indicates that both Adam and Jim, this was their last episode.
Oh, really?
Castle, yeah.
Oh,
so
my
I guess
gosh.
they won't be back for season 9 either.
Oh.
No.
Do we know that for sure? Oh, the writers have announced that they're moving on. Yeah, that happens. Wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. Holy moly. Well, I was satisfied. I thought it was a fun episode. I think in a way, they kind of had Nathan's humor kind of carried the episode, right? It was kind of Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, reliant
because even in him saving the day, it's like how the guy just backs into some pipes. Like, yeah. It's like, Castle.
Oh my gosh.
Because we just never can see him shoot a gun or do something. That's just not who he is.
Yes. Yeah. So, we have talked. What did they tweet last night? Tracy D said they tweeted it last night.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, about being their last
episode. About the writers being the last episode of Castle. Interesting. Yeah, so there's a lot of saying goodbye. Well, I'm looking forward to next week. I'm not going to go into it expecting that I know what happens. And I think the end of any season of a series is difficult. I think because you're trying to satisfy the fans. And I think sometimes you hit and sometimes you miss. And then a lot of times people have different opinions. But
Yeah, I mean, they have like such a strong fan base, but fans are divided on several things. So I think they're going to try to be the most satisfying to the largest group, which not everyone's going to be happy, but that's what they have to do. I mean, because it's much better than Lost, who just was like, screw you to everyone.
Is there just some like ending that we haven't even thought of? Is there just something that's going to happen with Lockstat that we just
No.
and Beckett? I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, and what really could have been such a good story, but they didn't do it. But I think that they had kind of set it up in case like Stana had not want to be for the full season. But in the beginning of the season, when 3XK, they're wrapping up that storyline because I love Michael Mosley, so I was really sad to see him go. But they wrapped that up, and Annie Wurzong was going to get plastic surgery. Her character, she was his girlfriend, was a plastic surgeon. And I thought, what if she got plastic surgery to look like Beckett? And it's been her the whole time. Like, yeah, because, that was her thing. Because she made a guy look just like 3XK.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, that would have been so cool.
That
Like,
whole plastic surgery table and everything.
Yeah,
wow.
because they had her down. And I was like,
Yeah,
that would have been cool. Oh,
that's wild. You guys, please, text us or tweet us, put it on the message boards. We'd love to know your theory about what is going to happen or could happen next week. And we're going to be watching a lot. And, join us. It's the last episode. No, says the fans. I know. We're all feeling it. But join Lacretia and I next week, you guys, for another discussion of Castle Season 8, Episode 22. And we're going to have a little scotch. We're going to sit back and we're just going to hope this is a great episode to enjoy. Lacretia, where can they find you?
Again, it's LACRETIALYON. Find me at that anywhere on the internet, since there is only one.
That's right. There's only one Lacretia Lyon. And I'm JT Snyder at Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys, and keep that discussion of Castle going. Castle fans in Germany, Castle fans in Brazil, Castle fans in Italy, we love you all. Thanks for watching. Take care.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.